am the producer of this podcast. So widowy.
My mom said that tomorrow I can't hang out because I need to edit the podcast.
Widowy, that's what my mom said. Also, widowy, my phone's being used as a camera, so I don't have any of my talking notes. So, widowy, you're going to have to carry this.
Widowy, you're the one that made the whole topic. So, I was working today making the big girl box, even though my mom said I literally don't have to, but I can do that. I'm going to say it. Have sex with a Scorpio.
I could glute bridge your dad.
I'm naked. Hold on. We will be flicking the beans to that.
But she's tatted and I take meth. Is somebody in your house right now?
But you know what? Fuck your ass.
Yeah, I had sex last night.
You can make your own money. You can literally have your own job of your dreams. You can own your own house. You can own your own car. You can pay all your fucking own bills. So what is that man? That man is sex and a best friend, and that's it.
I heard nothing but the truth. All right, people. We're here to talk about one thing.
We have news.
And one thing fucking only.
Mm-hmm. Listen the fuck up.
So, if you live under a rock and you have not been on TikTok in the past week.
Which we know you haven't been because you found us off TikTok.
Exactly. So, I know I'm not talking to any of you guys. But if your mom somehow listened this week and doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a makeup influencer on TikTok that is going viral for the millionth time. But this week it's not for something great. And it is what a lot of people are calling Mascara Gate. But
I love the names we give to scandals.
Like, cancel culture is so insane because literally, like, we
literally made a whole name and brand. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. But, like, it's just so crazy. So basically this girl is a TikTok makeup influencer. That's how she, like, started her influencer.
Her name is Michaela.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just explaining her
I thought
background.
you were gatekeeping her name.
Oh, no. Did
Okay.
I not say it? It's
No.
Makeup by Michaela.
No,
It's her TikTok username.
You were gatekeeping it, and I said, the secret's out, bitch.
Oh, no. I don't care about that.
Okay.
But, yeah. Makeup by Michaela is her username. Michaela Nagira, I believe, is her name. She is like a Boston-based influencer. She like worked at Ulta. That's how she like learned her knowledge of makeup, and like now is like has one of the largest followings in terms of like makeup influencers on the internet. Okay, basically this past would have been 2 weeks ago or 1 week. Yeah, I guess 1 week.
Because it was last week.
It was like
it was last week for us.
Yeah. So like last week posted a TikTok ad of her using a product from L'Oreal. It's like the L'Oreal voluminous mascara or something like that. Posted this video using it, claiming that it's the best mascara in the world, and the internet ripped her fucking apart because she had what people are assuming,
the L'Oreal Telescope Carbon Black.
What did I say? The Maybelline 2335. What the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck?
I was like the luminescent.
Widowy, you got it so wrong.
Widowy didn't know the name of this product.
No, this is the L'Oreal $14.99 telescopic lengthening mascara.
Yeah, that she claimed was the best mascara.
The bee's knees.
Yeah, was the best mascara to ever happen, but basically the internet sleuths picked her apart because they claimed that she had false lashes on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today. And like always, we're definitely going to have like a comedic approach to this. It's not going to be like I don't know, picking apart people's character. Honestly, I don't really give a fuck about this whole situation in terms of like her, like whatever. But like, I think it just kind of speaks to like a bigger issue that's kind of been going on in that community.
I think where we're going with this is that influencers are coming out of the woodworks who have been dead in the motherfucking grave for years to get a bag off of her.
Off of this specific situation.
And which is absolutely ridiculous. She's not a canceled influencer. Her brand is going to be fine. Everyone wants to come at her for saying this. But like, as Emily and I are kind of getting into this world and able to speak to brands and companies and stuff like that for our own brand, it's an interesting world to be in.
Yeah. And I think from the outside looking in, you assume it's one way, but then when you're on the other side of it, you realize like it's very different than how I think you would expect it
and
to
don't
be.
get me wrong, we aren't even in it.
Yeah, no. But like
we've like
even just
brushed
going
the
through,
surface.
even just going through the process of like finding brands that even work with people and like, you know, doing all of that, it is very like interesting and like learning about it. But yeah, so essentially this whole big quote scandal, the internet is just like, people care way too fucking much about dumbass shit, and this is one example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever. So people like beauty influencers who were canceled are now coming out of the woodwork because their whole platform was being like honest and true, and I'd never lie to you guys because a brand couldn't pay me X amount of dollars to lie to you. Like, I wouldn't lie.
You know, I've never taken $1 from any of these brands.
And what's so crazy about these people coming out of the woodwork is how many people are just quick to be like supporting them now, acting like they didn't do crazy ass horrible shit. For prime example, Jeffree Star. The fact that lashes in a mascara ad brought Jeffree Star out of the deep depths of canceled hell.
The way he was waiting for one bitch to slip up because he needs a bag again.
Yeah.
Like, let's be fucking for real.
Yeah. So last week, like when this all happened and like Jeffree's name started circulating again, like it does basically once a year since 2016. The last time I think he was relevant was when people thought that he fucked Kanye West.
That's the only thing I remember.
Right?
Like, I remember when he moved to, was it Utah?
Wyoming.
Okay, Wyoming. Same difference.
Yeah,
Sorry, in the middle. Middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Got his yaks.
Y'all got some like mountains or something.
Yeah, like I don't know. But like, so he moved. I just remember him moving to Wyoming. Then the scandal with
like him and his boyfriend broke up, and like then he like quote fucked Kanye.
Yes, exactly. And then now it's him saying that he's going to be a relevant beauty influencer again.
Yeah. So because of all of this and him coming out of the fucking trenches of hell and like resurfacing, I like went to his YouTube channel and was like looking through his stuff because I was like, okay, what has he been doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just pivot from like something that's built your whole ass career to something completely different. To which Jeffree said, yes, you can. Because this man is a full ass yak farmer now. And like, I knew, and I had heard stuff about this because like TMG and like other like big podcasts had talked about Jeffree's yak meat and stuff like that, and I just kind of thought it was more of like an internet meme. I didn't think it was that serious. But when I tell you this guy had essentially like an MTV Cribs video of him outlining his entire business model of his yak company, this is insane. He has over 600 acres of farming land in Wyoming, which is, let me just tell you how big this is because acres is crazy. That's 30-mile radius of private land that he just owns for his yak production.
He only has one yak?
No. Like his entire production. So he has like 6 to 20 personal yaks that are just his pets that he doesn't kill. But the rest of his yaks, he doesn't name them, and he kills those yaks and like breeds them for meat, for fur, for like all of that other shit. So like it's so
no
the way
he kills them.
He doesn't kill the one he names. He claims.
No, that don't matter.
Yeah, no. He farms them because he said he wasn't a big meat eater until he tasted yak meat, and it was the most delicious meat he'd ever tried. Which is crazy because, guys, let me put this into perspective for you. This man is petting a yak on the ground. I sent a video to Kellen because I was so shocked. He's on the ground on his knees.
I can't believe no,
he's petting this yak and he's like, this is my baby. I love him. Look at those horns, blah, blah, blah. He's like petting him. He's like, yaks are just gentle giants. They're so nice. They're so spiritual. Like they've been around for thousands of years and their meat is so delicious. And I go, whoa, hold up right there. You're petting this yak that you named, and then you're also talking about just slaughtering them and eating their meat.
That's what I'm saying. Like that. No, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't have like one or two and you name them and then you kill the rest. Like what do you mean? Like that is evil.
Imagine being
no, that is evil.
But imagine being the yak that like didn't get chosen to be the pet, and like you're like, oh, didn't make the cut. See ya.
Like no. The way that is like actually evil to do because no.
I have a difference of opinion just because of like farming culture.
No, okay, understand, but they don't keep any of them as pets.
But if you have a small farm, you do. Like, it's not like they're pets, but like you name them and you raise them and like you take care of them.
Yeah,
for
but
a
you
long
don't have the
time.
chosen one.
Right.
That doesn't get killed.
Yeah.
Like either you're killing them all or you're killing none of them.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's how it works. You don't get to keep 2 for funsies.
Right.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's so weird.
You don't get to pamper 2 of them. Give them the fucking, what is it? What was I? Caviar. I was thinking. I was like, no, I wasn't even thinking caviar. But I was thinking like,
what do rich people eat?
Oh no, I was like,
know.
don't even know.
Yeah.
Barely ate this week. Jokes. But like
Kidding, but not.
No, but for real, the unintentional eating disorders we both have given ourselves. Sorry if that was triggering, but it's true. So, like,
yeah, it's like you can't just pick and choose.
No,
that's like an orphanage being like, we're gonna keep 4 of you guys, and you're never getting adopted, but the rest of you, yep, you guys get to go.
Like, what do you mean? Like, no. That is actually pure evil.
Yeah.
To also like love and care and have an affection for this animal and like.
Okay, so that was my like take of it, because I understand like cows and pigs and chickens are like farmed in America like to eat. Like that's the point of their existence. If we didn't need them for food, we probably wouldn't have them as pets.
Yeah.
But to have an animal that you keep as a pet and then also eat it is so weird, because like you wouldn't do that with like you wouldn't do that with like a dog or like a horse or like a cat. Like you wouldn't just have like 30 cats and like 29 of them you kill and eat and the other one you keep as a pet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That is the issue that I'm having.
I think it took me a minute to like really understand, but like, yeah, I get it now.
No, that's fucked up.
Yeah. But anyway, so Jeffree Stars been yakking it up in Wyoming, and he's now opening.
Do you remember that app Yik Yak? That's all I remember every time you say that.
Of course I remember. Yik Yak ruined people's lives.
I know.
Yik Yak is, whoever came up with Yik Yak, you're a fucking evil person.
No, you're genius.
The fact that there's no account, it's like literally like the Mean Girls burn book, but like,
yeah, but that's
the
funny.
internet.
But it's funny.
It wasn't funny. No, Kellen, because the shit that people posted in our college one was bad.
I know. I was in a college one too.
But like, it wasn't fun. Like, it was like cyberbullying, like really
okay,
bad.
well then you guys just had mean people, because ours was more just like funny shit.
No.
Like it was like mean but funny. And I say that in like the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely like judgmental, but it wasn't like,
it was kind of just like the normal, like a Twitter thing.
Yeah, like it literally felt like Twitter.
No,
maybe we were soft.
No, ours was like doxing people, like their addresses and like.
That's pure. No.
Yeah, it was
ours wasn't like that, but it was funny. I remember that. But anyway, keep going.
So yeah,
Jeffree's
been doing that. So like you would assume like that's what he's doing. Also, he's like the worst type of person, because he's like the type of person who profits off of feminism and like women's consumption, but then you can tell is like just clearly like supports the opposite of that, because he goes to like, I'm assuming he's a Republican just based off the life he lives, like if I'm being completely honest, and not that like, actually yeah, if it's modern America and you're still outing yourself as a Republican, yikes. But he like went to this like Nashville gun convention to get like new guns for his ranch, because he's like,
that was literally last weekend.
Well, it was the same one but last year.
Okay.
So he went to might have been at this one, but it seems like he might be busy with all the makeup stuff he's about to do. He still does like some makeup shit, like I don't know, but the fact that this man, a notorious raging racist horrible human being, was able to come up off of this one video and people are already like flocking to him again.
Yes, Jeffree.
Like, yeah, like, oh, finally the king of reviews is back. Like, no. This is why cancel culture also doesn't work, because like people like him and people like Kanye West is a prime example. I've always said this.
Yeah.
You can never cancel a billionaire. You just can't.
No, I also think that cancel culture, it holds them to a sorry in the moment. Like
exactly.
It's like
the immediate apology.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think that there's accountability that needs to be taken, and like you need to show that. Totally. I also think there's like extremes to cancel culture. Like, who am I today? If you purposely went and dug up things I said 15 years ago on my Facebook page, when I like didn't know anything about life, like fuck you, because who am I today?
Also get a life.
That's a different problem. But like,
don't touch grass.
But to be somebody like, I don't even know the whole Jeffree Star situation. So like, what drove him out of LA? Like, why did he like leave that life? Like, why did he just stop? Because the last thing I knew about Jeffree, I shit you not, was he did a video with the Dolan twins and he made the Dolan twins Jeffree for the day.
Oh, and then like he worked out with them, like, and he dressed up as the Dolan
that's
twins?
the last thing I remember.
Girl, you're like 3 years behind.
That's all I know.
So like basically he just like continued being a fucking piece of shit and like continued. And also the thing about him that sucks, and like this is what I hate about most wealthy people, is like they apologize, like you said, in the moment, but then they go back and they're like, you know what? No, I was never sorry.
Yeah.
Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm the best person. I'm always right. Like, all these people. My thing is, if everybody hates you, there's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't have that many enemies in this world. Like, if some people don't like you, fine. No men like me on the internet. But let's be honest. I give them good reason why. But, like, nobody should, like, automatically just, like, hate you or not want to do business with you and all of this stuff just because like everybody's against you. Like, no, like you've given them reason to think that. And he's the type of person who just like took no accountability. The last thing I ever watched of his was when him and Shane Dawson did this stupid ass like,
oh yes, it was Trisha has talked about that.
Yeah, so they did a collaboration makeup launch that was like a Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star palette. That was like the Shane Dawson conspiracy palette. And they vlogged the whole process and made a documentary about it. It was like a 3-part documentary or something. And basically right after that happened, all of this shit came up about how it was just like a money grab and like they were doing it for tax break and Jeffree needed to spend X amount of dollars to do da-da-da-da-da. And so like the product was shit. Like basically he just got like, everybody I think was just fed up with it because they could tell it was just so thirsty for like just money. Mm-hmm. And like the whole point of that documentary, like a lot of it was just Jeffree exposing the fact that like you can make millions of dollars selling bottom of the barrel makeup.
Yeah.
And like, but then he said it and then you're like, okay, like,
but like you still charge me $65 for this palette,
well,
and when you
thing. And
when you know damn well that you gave me like a $3 item,
like it was like the same quality as like Elf or whatever. Yeah. And so like that was just another reason. But like other than that, it was just like he's just constantly just been like a racist, and I think he had been like either tweeting stuff or saying stuff, and people were like, bro, like
it's time,
you can't be saying shit like that.
So
but he claims that he moved to Wyoming because LA culture is so toxic and everybody's against him, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, you're the problem. I'm sorry, but like
at the end of the day,
if you have to go move to a different fucking state in the middle of nowhere where there's only white people and you own 30-mile radius of land, I'm going to say you're the issue.
Yeah.
Not all of LA.
Yeah.
Not to say LA isn't a toxic place, but like, come on.
Yeah, if they drove you out of there, there's a reason.
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
Who you are.
Also, I feel like there's some stuff where it's just like money-wise. I feel like he probably does shady shit with his money. And so like he needed a place to put money into, which I think was this Star Family Ranch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay.
That's the whole Jeffree thing.
That's
and I just wanted
on Jeffree.
That's the tea on Jeffree. And so this whole makeup by Michaela thing is literally what is rebirthing Jeffree Star's career. And I just encourage all of you right now to just don't buy into it.
So the same thing with James Charles. Like James, listen, I got his palette over there. I still be using it to this day. Probably expired.
I know.
But
the way that palette has a chokehold on you.
I do. I enjoy it because
it looks like a fucking giant ass iPad. It is huge.
It's like a laptop. It's like, what are those like?
That was like back in the day though, when everybody needed like the world's most ginormous palette, because if you didn't have every single color, what the fuck were you doing?
No. So
and Morphe had a chokehold on that like format too.
But the way my sister pretended to go get coffee at work to stand in line at Ulta to get me that for Christmas. Snaps for you, honey.
Yeah,
like come on, that is a good sister. But anyway, I know I honestly still like it just
Morphe
because
just stays doing brands with fucking shitty people,
crazy people. But because they also did one with like Nikita Dragon too, didn't they?
And they did one with Makeup by Michaela.
Oh damn, they be fucking up. They be picking the wrong people. No, but so
yeah, they don't know how to pick them for real.
Yeah, no, I just like 3 colors in there that haven't been gone yet, and everything else I haven't touched one time. So that's it. That's
I mean, not to say
truth.
that you're not the most creative when it comes to makeup, but I don't think I've ever seen you put any colors on your eyelids besides neutrals. And then one time I think you put like you did a color on your eyes once.
Okay, if you I think one time I did purple.
One
time I did a little bit of purple.
Yeah,
and you know what?
And then you're like, I think it's giving black eye. I'm like, we can fix it.
I looked like I got fucked in the eye. Okay, so also, if you aren't a part of the YouTube channel, you might.
What the fuck are you doing?
You might want to be, because let me tell you, I'm gonna show you something real nice.
You shouldn't be showing people.
Unleash your inner artist. I'm not the grossest person out here for this.
Can you read the expo date on that though, girl?
This is what I've used. You can see that I've used.
Nobody needs that unless you're like a professional.
The way I've used
face painter.
You can see that I've used like these.
All the neutrals.
All the neutrals. Okay.
They're showing pan.
Morphe by James Charles.
Was 12 months
Where's
after
the
opening.
expo date?
It will show a little container and then it will say open and then it says a number on it.
Mind your business.
What is it, 6?
Mind your business.
Is it 6 months?
12, but still, mind your damn business.
When did that come out? 2018?
Mind your business.
That's foul. That's foul.
I told
For
you.
somebody who cares so much about skincare and so much about the health of your skin to be using expired makeup products, and not to say I'm better than you, but I am better than you when it comes to that because I
only
throw
my
shit
eyeshadow.
away.
Only my eyeshadow.
Okay.
Everything else I actually like.
Okay, good.
am constantly like rebuying. But don't get me wrong.
Except for your brushes.
Oh, I don't even wash them. I don't even wash them.
What is the point of doing skincare if you're just putting bacteria straight on
Because
your face?
the way I only wear makeup like that if I'm going out.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't act like I legit never put anything else on my face unless like my like sunscreen has like a shimmer to it. That's like it. But I think I'm gonna get like a BB cream I can just like rub in my face.
Yeah.
Not do anything. Anyway, off topic. So James Charles also hopped on this trend. Of course, I saw him, King James.
I haven't seen any videos from him. I've only seen Jeffree.
No. So the way he like instantly got back down into his all white studio was down there. But
Hey sisters.
But don't get me wrong. He has still been doing like makeup stuff, not branded, nothing coming up from like influencer.
I just
like,
can't imagine any brands working with him.
Because he just does like creative like makeup, like because he's just he's so talented at it. So, like that's just like what he does, and he does it so with like friends and like. But it's also like very random. It's not consistent as far as like I understand. But yeah, he made a video too, and he was like, literally was like, I'm gonna hop on this trend. Like clearly we got liars out here. Blah blah blah. I literally ran down the block to, which bitch, you didn't run nowhere. I see your dance skills, honey. You ain't running. So
I see that ass. You're definitely not running.
No. So he was like, ran down to like my local drugstore, and I got this. Like, bitch, okay.
Also, you know what pisses me off about people like that? We're like, for drugstore makeup, this is good. I'm like,
no. So he uses
it's still $15.
He uses it, and I will say, like, he did multiple coats, like Michaela did claim to do, which Jeffree did not do. I will say, because on his video, he was like, ugh, this is terrible. And then you're supposed to do this with the lashes because he was like reading the directions. Right. But Michaela said she did multiple coats of it. And that is where I'll give it to her, because James did multiple coats of it. Did it look like hers? Absolutely not. Like, come on, we all know the bitch was lying.
Right.
But like, it really wasn't terrible. And he like kind of made a joke of it. He's like, it's not great, but like, it's not the worst thing. Like, I can't say that like.
Yeah, like exactly. And I've seen a lot of
like
other
we know
influencers.
She lied, but also like take away the shtick of it being like the worst thing in the world and that she was terrible.
Exactly.
Like, whatever.
Like I think also this brings me to like the next thing that I wanted to talk about with like this whole like branded paid partnership content like that is like there is so big of this like I don't know who's putting the pressure on it. I feel like it's influencers themselves. I don't think it's brands doing this because if we're being honest, like a brand would much rather prefer you to buy a product because you want to buy the product than to buy it because like you think it's going to be the best product in the world. But something has like really shifted in product like review style content where the influencer is clearly getting paid by the brand to where it's like they're doing so much for no reason. Like, I don't think anybody asked them to do that. So, like, the fact that she put lashes on anyways, where it's like, you know that an eyelash or, like, a mascara company would never tell you to do that. Like, it's like, why did you even why'd you go that hard for a TikTok clip?
That also...
You know?
Yeah, that also, like, you definitely didn't make that big of a bag on it that it was worth like your credibility being taken away.
Exactly. And there was another part, I don't know if you noticed in the video. So people had gotten mad at her in the past for like not disclosing that the things that she was doing were paid advertisements, and being like,
oh yeah, the little clip at the
she had this is crazy because there's an option on a TikTok video if you do have a paid sponsorship where you can turn on something that says like paid ad, like, and it will tell the user that, like, right above the description it will say like paid ad. She didn't have that turned on. She put text on the screen and made it so tiny and put it right behind the description of the video so you couldn't even read the text that said paid ad. And so, like, the fact that you're hiding that, like, it just feels so slimy. And, like, as the audience, and especially her audience, which consists of, like, a lot of young women who, like, look up to her. And this isn't just her. And it sucks that we're, like, picking apart her so much. But, like, there's millions of people doing this.
No, I think that the whole thing is that we're trying to get to is that, like, we put so much value into what, like,
these people are
telling us when they're getting a bag from it. And don't get me wrong, we love you guys, but hopefully one day we also are able to do the same.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess also there's a part of us where, like, we hope that what you're still telling us is a genuine thing.
Yeah.
That, like,
and it honestly, it's,
like, we know you're making money from it.
Yeah.
Of course you are. And we know that you got the products for free. We know you are.
Yeah, and, like, we want to see your success and, like, you to get money from it.
We want you to grow. We want you to be better. We want you to build your brand because we like you as a consumer. But the thing is that I think don't appreciate, or that's, like, kind of coming around now in this, like, new shift of culture, is that, like, just don't BS us. Like,
exactly.
Not every product is amazing. And I think it's okay to say that. It's okay
for it to just be fine.
And the hard part is, like, that's where I think you also need to be wary of what you're taking on as the influencer. For her, if you need to put lashes on knowing that, like, your consumer wants a quick fix to their lashes.
Yeah.
That isn't the brand deal for you.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be okay with losing that money. I think you need to be picky about where you're going to pick and choose where you're going to take that money from.
Yeah.
And I know that it's, like, probably easier said than done when they're offering you probably a ridiculous amount of money for one TikTok clip. That's probably really hard to say no.
Yeah.
And I've never been in that situation. But, like, or I think, too, the disclosure of her being like, you know that I enjoy putting lashes on, so let me see what this does when I add my lashes. And now
let me boost the lash to it.
Yeah, like, I think, like, she could have played into it and been more honest, because really, as a consumer, like, I just want you to be real.
Yeah, and also, like, I think a big part of it as well is, like, let's say, you know, she did it and disclosed that it was an ad and, like, didn't wear the lashes and her lashes didn't look amazing. I think that's okay too, because let's be honest, it's a drugstore makeup. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for.
I think you could say, wow, for $14,
exactly,
this is amazing.
Exactly. And, like, that's all you needed to do, because
I definitely recommend giving 2 applications to this.
Yeah, there was, like, I saw Brett Manrock, he did one, and Kirsten Titus, like, a lot of people did videos for this thing, and it was paid advertisement. And it looked like normal fucking mascara. And they said it. They were like, you know what? For $14.99, the convenience of going to CVS instead of having to go drive to a mall and find a Sephora, the fact that it has 2 different parts of the wand is super unique and something I've never seen before. Like, I think this is a great product.
That's kind of how James's was. Where I think that the thing about Jeffree was that he just was like, he was purposely trying to get his brand back in there. I don't know. I think the influencer culture is really interesting, and I think it's easier said than done being on the outside of it.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, fully on the outside of it.
Yeah, I am just, like, interested though in, like, that whole community of, like, I guess, like, what makes you want to cross that threshold? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that, like, makes you want to turn the beauty filter on and say that this foundation is the best foundation I've ever used? Or what makes you, you know, eat the greens and tell everybody that you've lost 20 pounds and when you haven't? Like, what is...
Let me tell you, like, I take greens every day on my own, not sponsored by Ghost. I actually enjoy them because, like, I do feel better when I take them. I feel more, like, energized.
The real benefit? Like, to poop?
Yeah, they do help you poop, and it's also like the energy because of like because of what you actually.
Does it have caffeine in it?
No, it's just like because if you actually had that like daily dose of like fruits and vegetables, like it will give you.
But
like,
it also
and clarity
isn't a substitute
and,
to fruits and vegetables.
No. I still
which I
eat.
think though a lot of people like think it is.
I still eat fruits and vegetables, but this is what I'm getting.
Oh, I know you do, but I'm saying a lot of people think it is.
Yeah. No, I think
because on the thing it says the same amount of. It's like 4 servings of fruits and vegetables. It's like, yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, but like, no, I totally agree with you. Definitely, you still need to be eating the real thing.
It doesn't fill you the same.
It still gives you the benefits and like which you would need because it's also really hard to consume the amount. Of fruits and vegetables.
It's like a good like on top of what you're eating.
Exactly. So it's not a substitute. It's like an add-on.
Yeah.
But
shit tastes like ass.
But you know what nobody talks about?
Yeah.
How bad your farts smell.
Oh, okay.
They are
not where I thought we were
they
going.
are literally ungodly. It is bad. The way I could clear a fucking room with my farts. Literally, I will tell you a story. Yesterday, this is me being very vulnerable. Yesterday.
Don't act like this is the craziest shit you've ever said on this thing.
No, but it's kind of gross. So yesterday I farted in the car before I went.
You admitted to eating a man's ass on this show.
I did.
So don't even like the things I've admitted to on this thing, farting, the least of my worries.
Okay, anyway, I farted in the car before I went into the gym. I also rolled the windows down
a hot box did.
I rolled the windows down to let it air out. For like a little bit. Enough time that when I come back in there, it shouldn't smell. When I came back in there, it still smelled like that fart.
That's vile.
It's bad. It's from the greens.
The way that the cars have like natural ventilation.
No, it's from the greens. It is so bad. It's so embarrassing.
Let me tell you, that's not something the influencers are talking about.
No. Like all them Bloom bitches, I know.
Oh my God. So I saw Victoria Paris posted a fucking TikTok today or yesterday. It was, I don't know. She posted a TikTok. It was so fucking funny. She's like walking in Target and she's like buying the vitamins and she goes, wait, you're telling me this shit is actually real and you can buy it in real life? And it was the Bloom greens like at Target. She was like, no, because the way I thought this was like just a weird pyramid scheme that only influencers had. Like I didn't think this was a real product.
No, it is. It is. And actually, I think my sister uses the Bloom ones. I personally think Bloom is absolutely disgusting. And I've tried a lot of different supplements.
I've never tried a greens that I was like, this is good.
No, I've
had ones that I'm like, I can tolerate this, but it still tastes bad.
No, and that's what I was saying. Like the ghost ones, like they have flavored ones. And like
this one fitness influencer I follow, she has like her own brand of fucking supplements and shit.
They're the best things in the world.
And she posted a video of like, she's like, green's so good, even your kids will like them. And she posted a video and her son takes a sip and he goes and then it cuts and then after it's like the cup's gone and he's still drinking it, but it wasn't satire. Like she was like trying to play it off like her kid really liked it. And he literally gagged after he drank it. He was like a 3-year-old and she was like, your toddlers will even like it.
Like,
yeah, he literally was like,
No, I will say I do enjoy the ghost greens. So if you have like thought about greens and whatever, like I buy them all myself. I've been taking them when I actually work out, I'm like into it. I take them. I was off them for a while, don't get me wrong. But let me tell you,
I've been off the greens.
Let me tell you, that's one thing they don't tell you. The farts are literally bad. I make myself leave the room. Like it is not a good time.
The only supplement that I've taken that has made me like shit like crazy like that is which this is more of a dietary supplement. It's not like a workout supplement. But when I was in college, I wasn't eating enough fruits and vegetables. So I like was super constipated like my freshman year. And my mom was like, start taking fiber. So I got like little fiber vitamins and I was taking those every day. And like those
are supposed to make you shit though.
Right. But because it's supposed to be like, added fiber to your diet. So like, it was like, I was having like regular bowel movements, but every like, third shit was like bad. You couldn't hold it in at all. And I was driving home from work one night and the way that like my dorm was like up on a hill, and like if you're familiar with University of Arkansas's campus, it's like hilly as fucking shit. Like, you think Nashville has a lot of hills? Like, you don't know how I feel. But the hills are crazy. So my parking garage was like literally half a mile away from my dorm, and the whole way is just directly uphill to get there. And there's like a bunch of oh my god, what are they called? Not classrooms, like buildings. Like college was so long ago, I don't remember.
But I didn't go there.
Anyways, like the different buildings. Yeah, but what are they called? Like, oh, I'm going to this building. But what do you call those buildings? Am I crazy? What's a classroom called in college? It's not called a classroom. It's called a hall. A lecture hall. Okay, there are all these like, good God. Tell me you're old without telling me you're old. What? Back in my day, we called them lecture halls. Anyways, there's all these lecture halls to get there. And I am in the car like 5 minutes from the parking garage, and it just hits me. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to shit my pants. And I've never been this close to shitting my pants in my whole life. And so I park my car, and I'm like at this moment where it's like, if I move, I think I'll shit, but I also cannot just keep sitting here. Mm-hmm. So I was like clenching my cheeks, and I just like counted to 3, and I was like, you gotta fucking run. I'm sprinting from the parking garage up to my dorm as fast as possible. I can't make it. So I'm running through this lecture hall, running up the stairs, going into the bathroom. I open the door, I sit down. It is legitimately just straight liquid. Like, there was nothing besides liquid coming out of my ass. And the girl in the stall next to me, I didn't think anybody was in there. The girl in the stall next to me goes, hey, are you okay? And I was,
bitch, don't talk to me.
I've never felt more mortified in my life, because not only was this the most disgusting sounding shit ever, the smell, no, like, it was so horrible.
No, okay, I'm over talking about this because we did not need to go on this rant. But all to say is that in every good thing that an influencer tells you about a product, there's also bad things.
Right.
And every bad thing they tell you, there's also good things. So, like, I really think, like, it comes down to take it with a grain of salt. I think that people are really overreacting to her review.
Yeah.
I think that I personally just take it for what it's worth. You know, she put lashes on, but, like, she's still telling you the product's good. If you want to go buy it, buy it. But if you think that it's fake off of that, then it's fake off of that.
Yeah.
Like, do your fucking thing.
Yeah. I think people just needed an excuse to get mad at influencer
and
culture
also,
in
like,
general, and picked her video apart.
Coming out of the woodworks to try to make $1 off of it is also like, we see you, Jeffree.
Yeah, we see you, and don't worry, we didn't forget about all the horrible shit you've done.
Yeah. It's just
it's just like, you just never know. But also, like, spend your money on things that you like truly believe in. If you don't really have the money for it or whatever, like, it's okay to not have the brand new Charlotte Tilbury 75th product that like somebody's told you to buy this week.
Right. Before we go, I think the whole other thing about this is like it's just coming off the back of the whole Tarte trip to Dubai.
Right.
And like, so I think it's just like people are very sensitive to the fact that like of what brands are doing and like coercing people and all this kind of stuff. But I will say, like, moving forward in life, this is what brands are going to be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to compete with one another. They have to one up one another. They have to be the best brand to work with, to buy from, to all of these things. Marketing money is already outrageous. And what they were putting into newspaper ads or magazine ads or commercials or billboards, that is no longer effective to the way the consumer consumes things.
Yeah.
At this point, all of that ad money, marketing money that they have is being directed into influencers. So taking them to Dubai, although outrageous and like unfathomable, is also where a company is going to be putting their money, because look how many people are talking about Tarte.
Right.
Good or bad, it's still going to be
right. And
about.
I mean, imagine like from a spend perspective, like imagine the amount of money that companies spend on like commercial advertising, or like even like think about like Super Bowl. That shit is like $2 million for a 30-second ad spot.
Yeah.
You can use that money, spread it through a whole year, and pay for influencers to do millions of advertisements for you.
Literally, like,
so like,
you get $100,000. Oh, yeah. You get $100,000. Like,
not even that. I mean, they're like,
no, you could do less than that, but I'm saying like,
yeah.
If you're taking that $2 million for your one commercial,
yeah,
literally put it into, if you give all those influencers that are doing an ad for you $100,000.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Right.
Like, you have how many influencers?
Exactly.
Throughout the year.
And like, I think another thing to just like keep in mind is like, with all of this extra money that these companies have, like paying these influencers is so cheap for them. So people as little as like 500 followers are now getting paid ads that they're able to, or at least like promotional stuff.
Yeah.
So like I think the moral of the story, everything has an ulterior motive, but also like a lot of people are genuine with the products that they like, and a lot of people do really care about the brands that they support. And it sucks that there's been like a few bad apples that have kind of ruined the consumer's trust for that overall. But I think like the message in it, like you said, is just like take everything you see with a grain of salt. Like,
yeah. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. But that is just the way the world's going. And
yeah,
their marketing money is going to be put into influencers. And that's just the way consumers take it. So Michaela, you got your bag.
Yeah.
You had an uproar on the internet. But guess what? Her career is not done. It's really starting.
Yeah, exactly.
So joke's on all of us.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Like that's like, let's be fucking for real.
Yeah, like what? So, she lost 100,000 followers. Okay.
Guess what? She'll get 1 million.
17 million. Yeah.
But like think about it. In this whole year, she'll get another million.
So
like
crazy.
it doesn't matter.
Right.
So yeah, this was a whole bunch of nothing, I feel. But at the same time, I do think it was like worth talking about because I think
so.
Because I do feel like, ew, how can these two girls that do a podcast sit here and talk about influencers when that's what they're trying to do? Like, that's how I feel about it. But it's also at the same time, like, it's just real. Like, that's how I have to think about it. And two girls that have business degrees in marketing specifically, like, we can see it for what it's worth.
Right.
More than just, like,
yeah. And we want to, like, just, like, also, like, be your like big sister and like help you kind of see through the bullshit and like help you understand that like what's kind of happening in the business world is like being projected on really young impressionable people who like are just now getting some money and like they need you to spend your money. And so we just want to like, you know, just help you out a little bit and like give you some advice. And like not everything that goes viral is gonna be great, and maybe some things that don't go viral are really awesome. Just buy whatever the fuck you want. We don't care. We're not your bank. We're not the credit card company. I don't care. Spend your money or save it. Doesn't matter to me.
But fuck you, Jeffree.
Fuck you, Jeffree, and fuck you, James.
Good night.
Good night.
And with that, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Society 97. I'm Kellen. You can find me at Kellen on Instagram.
And I'm Emily Starnes. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and
YouTube
at Starnsy. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram as well. We're at society97.pod. And we are also on TikTok at society97pod no dot.
Make sure you guys check us out on YouTube so you guys can get the video version of the podcast every single Friday.
Setup.
And we are doing like longer formed content vlogs, which will be done weekly, starting on the 13th of February.
Yeah, something like
that. The week of Valentine's
Day.
The second
Tuesday in February.
The week of Valentine's Day, we're going to be starting to put out longer contented like vlogs of what we actually do on a day-to-day basis. A lot of you guys tell us about how you feel we are your big sisters and you feel like we are friends, and we kind of just want to show you actually our life and have you be our friends and be along for the ride.
And also we're lonely, so we like to talk to cameras because we're going a little crazy.
Well, with that, we'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.